Hi guys, welcome back to the Tech Diary. Excuse the wind. This is my second channel where I take quite a while to get to the point, and sometimes I film the video in a completely random location like this. What I want you to do is tell me in the comments where you think I am. Just keep looking in the background. Various landmarks that you might spot that kind of give the game away. I think it's quite obvious actually. Well, it's probably obvious which country I'm in, but which city am I in? That's the key question. I'm also just walking randomly, going absolutely nowhere in particular. So this could end up literally anywhere. And there's a lot of people around, so who knows what might happen. Anyway, the subject of today's video, he says, nearly getting straight to the point, it's the iPad mini. My favourite ever iPad. And I should really start this ramble by confirming that I still think the iPad mini is the best iPad Apple has ever made. For several reasons. One of them is because I think it's the perfect size. I think unless you need a big tablet and you're looking for a tablet to replace your laptop, because I know some people don't like that, but that idea that the iPad is a the iPad is a laptop replacement for some reason. I don't know why people don't like that, but it is what a lot of people see it as. Unless you need that, in which case go for the regular sized iPad or the iPad Pro. The iPad mini is perfect. It really, really is. So size, amazing. And that means you can do lots of really cool things with it. For instance, use it as an iPad to watch stuff and take notes and that sort of thing as well. Or you can have a very specific use case for it. So, pilots they do. They love the iPad mini because it fits perfectly in their flight. There's always someone loud talking as you walk down the streets, love it. It fits in their flight trousers, which I called them flight trousers once in a YouTube video, which amused a lot of people. But the point being, it's got a lot of utility, or specific utility, for a lot of people. And it's just brilliant. And the latest version has one of the latest chips in it, so it's very fast. It's compatible with Apple Intelligence. One day. It's just fantastic. Apple Pencil Pro, it's compatible with that as well. That street looks very busy down there, way too noisy. Let's keep going this way. Let's go back the way I've just come. Keep guessing in the comments, by the way, which city is this? So it's got so much going for it. It's not cheap, but I think given it's an iPad, you'll keep it for a long time, so you'll get your money's worth pretty quickly, or in time. However, this might be a confession, I don't know. I think it is. I haven't really used mine much for the last 12 months, if I'm being honest. It just hasn't really featured anywhere apart from in the studio. And it's probably worth me explaining what I do with it in the studio. So if you watch my regular videos, which are more polished and edited than this, you'll know that I've got a fixed spot where I record the video, sit at a desk, camera in front of me, and waffle on about tech, a little bit like this. And what you don't see is just below the camera, just out of shot, is the iPad mini, standing on a moffed case, really, really good moffed case. We'll put a link in the description to it, although I don't know if they still sell it. It may have been discontinued. Hopefully not, but so it's got this moffed case. Just trying to decide which way to go. No, loads of roadworks. And it sits just below the camera, out of shot, with my notes for that video on it. I don't read a script, as you can probably tell sometimes. I just have bullet points that I reference as I'm talking, basically. And the iPad mini contains those bullet points, and it's just a really, really nice tool for doing that. That said, I could just use any iPad. I could use my MacBook. It's not unique to the iPad mini in its ability to do that. But that is basically what I've been using it for the last 12 months, maybe a little bit under, which isn't really kind of representative. It's not representative of what I used to do with it. Getting very busy here now, very, very busy. Previously, actually, let's go this way. Previously, Have I given it away yet? Is there anything obvious? There's no noticeable landmarks, I don't think. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll know. I've given it away on Instagram already a few days ago. Anyway, so previously I would use the iPad mini for that kind of thing, but also for taking notes, for watching stuff on YouTube, for taking away with me and using on planes and trains to keep myself amused and that sort of thing. But I don't do those things anymore. I made a video about this on the main channel a couple of months ago, I think, and kind of revealed that it spent, apart from when it's being used as a filming device, it just goes back into the drawer. It spends most of its time there, which some people were quite upset with, which I kind of understand, because I've peddled the iPad mini for quite a long time. I've been very bullish about it and kind of suggested that you should buy it and etc, etc. And to be honest, that advice hasn't changed. That advice remains for the reasons that I just mentioned. What has changed is my use case of it, and this bothers me. I don't understand why I'm not using it as much. So I thought I'd use this video, 6 minutes in now, nearly getting to the point, to try and figure it out by talking kind of to you guys. It's a bit of a one-way conversation, but you can get involved in the comments. But I thought I'd use this video as a bit of a diary entry, just to try and figure out why I'm not using the iPad mini, and whether or not that could be a bit of a warning for you guys, just in case you're thinking about buying it and then you see yourself in me, if that makes sense. Because at the end of the day, this should be, I hate that phrase, ultimately, don't want to get run over, this should be buying guidance. That's my job, really. So why am I not using it anymore? I think, I have thought about this already, I think it's in no small part down to the fact that I'm in a very fortunate position, a hard-fought and hard-won position, obviously, hard-won rather, position where I get to use the latest tech. I get to review most new smartphones, new watches, as in smartwatches, new tablets, laptops, etc. And because of that, I get a little bit teched to death. Whatever you think about, your job, assuming you're not a tech reviewer as well, whatever you do for a living, I doubt very much that by the time you get home after a heavy day's work, you fancy doing that thing again. You probably want to get out of it and do something else, get out of your work clothes and forget about work for a few hours. That's way too busy down there. I'm just wandering around aimlessly now. I know the comments in this one are going to be interesting. All of the you're taking too long to get to the point people who still get involved. I love it. I still don't know if they're being ironic or if they genuinely can't understand what I'm doing with this channel. Anyway, so yeah, I'm kind of teched out by the end of the day, which means I've kind of gone really for a bit more of an analog lifestyle away from the studio. I've even resorted to, in fact, the best example of this, which does kind of illustrate the issue that I have now with the iPad mini, is that I've gone back to analog note-taking. So I've got a pen, remember them? A pen and a notepad. I use that as my daily to-do list and just somewhere to jot down ideas and thoughts and things. Won't go there because there's music, which means that will get demonetized. The challenges of filming in public, guys. Remember, keep guessing. May have given it away with that bus, possibly. And of course, there's some kind of siren coming down the road now. I'm not going to stop filming. We're not going to edit this video. We do not edit tech diary videos. They don't stop for anything. So note-taking, I've gone back to using a pad and pen. So that's the perfect example of something I've gone back to being very analog with. As for watching stuff, I use my phone for that, generally speaking, or increasingly, I watch YouTube, for instance, on TV. I just don't use the iPad mini for anything else. The purpose of this video, there's no, let's be honest, guys, there's no purpose of this video other than just to kind of get this off my mind. And also, I suspect this may chime with a few of you. Not necessarily about the iPad mini, but it might chime with you about something else tech-related that you've stopped using or that you once couldn't put down and now kind of can put down. that's the reason I'm doing this, really. So let me know, once again, in the comments, if this sounds like something very familiar to you. I think what I'll end by saying is that for this trip to an unknown location, I have brought the iPad mini with me because I need to make a video about it. So every month we do an iPad related video, which is for a sponsor. Partly, obviously, we do it for a paper-like sponsor. And normally it's quite easy to fill that video with something interesting, whether it be an updated review, a comparison, a new buying guide, or something like that. But this month we were struggling a little bit, and we talked about it internally, and we just kind of came to the conclusion that the iPad mini is probably worth covering again, and that's what we're doing. So I've brought it with me, and lo and behold, it hasn't left my backpack. It's in there now. It's literally behind me, fully charged up, I think, but I haven't used it, partly because on the way here I've been testing a new tablet which I can't mention because it's embargoed. So that was my kind of entertainment device on the plane, but the iPad mini is in my bag. I've not got it out. I do still love it. I genuinely do still love it. And I recommend it, again, for the reasons I mentioned earlier. But I think I'm talking as a tech reviewer here, someone who deeply loves tech, but who sometimes, in fact regularly, needs a break from it. And I think the iPad mini, I think this extends beyond the iPad mini in terms of an issue for Apple. It's that to keep people engaged with their iPads, there's got to be a real solid reason for it, for you using that thing. And for me, now it has been reduced to a reference screen, basically, a reference screen below my camera in the studio. That is what the iPad mini is. That's not a bad thing. It's not wasted money because I use it every single week, and without it, well, yeah, I could use something else, but forgetting that, without it, I wouldn't know where I am when I'm filming the video. So I think that's kind of what the moral of the story is. If you're going to buy an iPad, mini, Air, regular, Pro, whatever, make sure you've got a pretty solid idea of why you need it and what you'll do with it. Otherwise, because these aren't cheap, otherwise you'll be wasting a lot of money. Guys, that is my waffle about the iPad, well, the iPad mini. Done, I think. I'll leave you with this lingering shot of the city that I'm in. I'm fairly sure it's quite obvious. I've not walked past, like I say, any of the significant and fairly big, unavoidable landmarks, but I think, it's really pretty, isn't it? Let me just leave you with this lingering shot of this city, and I will bid you farewell. Guys, thank you for watching this video. If you haven't subscribed yet, you know what to do. Tell your mates, like the video if you've liked it, yada yada yada. And I'll see you next week. Cheers.